Okay, here we are. I'm back in my 2011 Mustang. I'm sorry, 2015 Mustang GT. I never had an 11 GT. This is just a video that I said I was going to update. I've got my vibrant resonators in my exhaust system. They're pretty aft of the X pipe. I wanted to get them as far back as possible to work out the drone. Like I posted, they are in between the X pipe and the axle backs, right before where they go under the axle. Well, let me phrase that, under the diff. It's just no real axle anymore. Car's actually already warmed up. I'm at idle. You can hear it in the background. It's got a nice little lopey rumble to it, which I like. I forgot I had launch control enabled, so my car apparently won't rev beyond 3,500 or whatever I got it for, but nice and clean. Let's put the windows down. Doesn't have that real sharp shrill at the top, even though I happen to love that sound on this car. I don't mind the rasp and that noise from it because it's awesome, but driving at night trying to be quiet in the neighborhood, it wasn't really working for me. Also, when the car was cold, it was even worse. I mean, the volume in this car had to be at least 114 decibels or higher. So I think I've probably cut that down about 20-25% easy. It's definitely a lot quieter, but low rumble at idle and normal around town, the volume is still pretty close to what it was. So I'm actually kind of happy with that, because I wanted more aggressive exhaust than stock, more aggressive than those MagnaFlows, and I think I pretty much got that now. Plus it's more refined, not quite so rough, basically, the tone. So I'll drive with the windows sort of down unless we get too much wind. It's not too bad. It's only 56 degrees out, but I'm a big boy. I can handle it. So this is essentially the same in-cabin kind of route I went the last one I did when I first put the exhaust in. I don't actually have the software to do a side-by-side, unfortunately, but you can always go back to my my YouTube page and click on the other one to hear the difference. One thing I definitely do like, and I don't mind missing from not having the resonators in, is I like that because the exhaust note is cleaner and not quite so choppy, the car doesn't feel so choppy. I know it feels faster, but I think it's more or less it feels smoother, not faster. I think it's actually no faster or slower than before, obviously. But it doesn't feel quite as raw or open header like, which is kind of what it sounded like. So, alrighty. Out real quick, which I like. I love that tone that it's got. It's very deep. It might not come across on this particular phone's microphone. This is a brand new phone, by the way. So my last phone was a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. This is a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. So it's got a much better camera than the Note 2 had, and I'm not sure if the mic is any better, but gonna run through the tunnel and then I'll end the video there, because I'm already at 4 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, but you can give you guys enough range where you can kind of skip up and down. Yeah, can't get the right lane right away, people. Still has enough volume to get into the cabin now to make it feel like there's exhaust on. That's what I wanted. passes through the 2K line. It's a very short window now. It's not quite as long as before. It's not hundreds of RPMs now, which is great. It just kind of comes and then just goes. And that was, of course, 5th gear. I'm sorry, that was 4th gear at 35 miles an hour, 40, you know, and any gear that you're going to hit 2K in, doesn't matter what it is, you will hear a brief moment, depending on how fast you're going, of course. And if your car's under load, you'll hear a brief moment of that, and then it just kind of passes through and just goes away. Doesn't hang out, which is nice. Same thing when you get to 60 miles an hour and above. It doesn't even come on until 71-ish now. It's like only goes from 71 to 73 on the highway, and then it just disappears again. But it's so brief in that little tiny window, because I don't drive at 71 to 73 miles an hour. I just kind of pass through it. It's far more enjoyable now. It's the one thing that was kind of stressing. At first I didn't mind it, and then I was just like, yeah, I'll just stay in 5th gear. So, oh, Boston traffic's awesome. Green light and I can't go. Now I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna let this Pacifica fucking go through, but the guy behind him can suck it. What do you think you're doing? I think you got a fucking douchebag actually tried going. He doesn't even have a lane. Kind of honk and push my way through. None of them are in the appropriate lane. Now I know what that guy Snowcat on YouTube. He's a motorcyclist. He rides a lot of Ducatis. I know how he feels when he drives around and talks about other drivers. Hey, slow driver. I know on camera it doesn't look like I'm that far from these cars, but I'm actually a little more than a car length plus, so I'm not like exactly on their bumpers. I don't know exactly what type of angle lens this thing's got on it. And that's pretty much it. That's what I got. It's actually very nice. State trooper on the right hand lane. Here we go. I'll let him do his thing. You're good to go. So that's pretty much it. So if you guys let me know what you think. If you think it's an improvement or not. In case you're wondering, I am doing 64 miles an hour. I'm not supposed to be, but it's a 50. But like, apparently he's going faster than me. I am churning, looks like 19 and change. Before I couldn't do that.